This is the download from Sounds Profitable, your daily source for the essential news in the business of podcasting. I'm Gavin Gaddis. Here's what you need to know for today, Thursday, March 19th. First up, future of measurement. IAB Australia named the future of measurement one of the 3 strategic focus areas for 2026. The Future of Measurement initiative will review current practices, data sets, and measurement approaches in Australia's advertising industry to identify gaps and define future requirements. Currently, the FOM project is accepting emails from interested decision makers, influencers, practitioners, and stakeholders across media owners, ad agencies, brands, suppliers, vendors, and industry bodies that would like to participate in industry research. The project will unveil findings at the 10th annual Measure Up conference in Sydney on September 2nd, 2026. Pitches for Measure Up are open until May 29th. I've linked both the email address and the pitch link for Measure Up in today's newsletter. Next up, building podcasting a bigger stage. This is Sounds Profitable partner and Podcast Movement president Bryan Barletta reflecting on Podcast Movement Evolution's first year as an official integrated event within South by Southwest, which took place in Austin, Texas this past weekend. The revamped Evolutions moved away from traditional hotel ballroom-style conference structure, streamlining down to one track and placing the conference in the middle of one of the leading creator and innovation-focused events in the United States. Barletta frames Podcast Movement and Sounds Profitable as, quote, stages and spotlights, and, quote, for the industry, connective tissue that provides opportunity, support, research, and advice, all of which is made possible with the support of partners who enable taking big swings to uplift the business of podcasting in the wider media ecosystem. Next up, possible Apple Podcast HLS launch window. Podnews covers a Mastodon post from John Spurlock. The big video upgrade to Apple Podcast incorporating HLS will arrive with iOS 26.4, a release candidate build that's a feature-complete build ready for final tests of iOS 26.4 has been posted, which Spurlock estimates could mean the final release will be in a window from Wednesday, March 25th to Monday, March 30th. The release client version shows that when users first open Apple Podcast after updating, they'll be greeted with a splash screen highlighting video podcasting features. Next, podcast share of listening grows, but Nielsen says marketers undervaluing ROI. A new Nielsen Audio Today report stresses podcasting's position as a core component of modern marketing mixes. Nielsen Podcast Fusion data for March 2025 shows radio alone reaches 88.8% of 18 to 34-year-olds. If podcasts are layered into a campaign with radio, they add another 5.6% of reach, taking the campaign to 94.4% reach. Podcasts deliver strong return on investment, ROI, compared to TV and digital display, yet Nielsen finds they're overlooked or undervalued by marketers. In the words of the report, quote, these insights highlight a critical misalignment between perception and performance, which can lead to costly mistakes in media planning, end quote. And for our final top story, Scalable Special Edition California AG Barletta on landmark social media trial. A social media addiction trial against Meta and YouTube expects a verdict this week. Plaintiffs argue social media companies could be liable for harming young users, alleging the platforms are designed to addict them and cause mental health issues in the long run. California Attorney General Rob Bonta appeared on Scalable as a guest yesterday to discuss the case, AI regulation, and the planned Paramount acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery. Fun fact, the video interview was filmed at the Podcast Movement Evolution's podcast studio. So if you want to get a look at what that looked like, you can check out the link I provided in the newsletter. As for the rest of the news, the Podglomerate's SVP of Marketing and Audience Development, Joni Deutsch, has a new post listing key trends and takeaways from the On Air Fest Podcast Business Summit last month in Brooklyn. In a similar vein, RSS.com head of relationships Greg Wasserman has posted a detailed account of his experiences and lessons learned at Podcast Movement Evolution's last weekend. Jen Miller has launched Blood Will Tell, a new limited series narrative podcast from Audible and Campside Media. Spotify celebrates 5 years of the Equal program for amplifying women's voices in the music industry by launching Spotify Equal, the podcast, produced by Spotify Studios and The Ringer, and hosted by music journalist Kim Taylor-Bennett. De facto Sound founder Dallas Taylor joins Oxford Road executive creative director Stu Redwine on a new episode of Ad Infinitum to discuss podcasting, YouTube, and creative identity. This week's episode of Podcast Advertising Playbook features Bumper co-founder Jonas Woost discussing how podcast measurement is evolving beyond traditional metrics like the download. And finally, Spain's Audio Academy, established in 2025 to consolidate Spanish-language audio as a cultural and economic industry, has announced Acast as the first global platform to become a member of the organization. As a reminder, you can find links to every single thing I just talked about by clicking the one link in your show notes, which will take you to today's episode post on soundsprofitable.com, where you can also subscribe to get the newsletter version of the download sent to your email inbox. Today's issue was written by myself and produced by myself, Bryan Barletta, Molly DeMillier, and Tom Webster. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis, and I'll see you tomorrow morning for the download recap.